Okay, and here is the 911. Right now it's sharing the shop with a garden tractor, getting its engine rebuilt. But for the 911 today, we're going to try and get started on putting in this new turbo. This is a K27 7200. Should make the car a bit more drivable. It'll spool faster, so boost will come on earlier. Just a better flow pattern, and with this we'll be able to get a bit more power to the car too. I'm going to get started here by putting on some music and taking off the rear bumper. Here we go. Back bumper is now off. The exhaust is kind of turned a goldish color, which is completely okay by me. And you can see the old turbo, the 3LDZ in there. When I'm working on stuff like this, I normally just keep a sheet with everything I've taken off. Not super organized. I write down what I'm doing, but just enough that I know what to do. The last time I was in here, I tried to remove these nuts without taking off the back bumper. It was a bit of a mess. You can see they're pretty chewed up, but we put on some copper slip, so hopefully this time they're a lot easier. Still super awkward, there are four, so they're all behind here. I might have to take off this bottom piece, but it shouldn't be too bad. That is my exhaust out. So this is what I've done so far. Everything else is new to me beyond this point. So we can see the old turbo. Looks like it's filled with oil residue. We're also gonna have to modify this bracket behind it here. So I think we're just gonna kind of play this by ear, and here goes nothing. It's gonna get messy. Okay, so the nuts and bolts are off that were connecting the turbo to the exhaust manifold. Ended up having to use a chisel and a hammer to get them off, and some fire, bit of a pain, but hopefully things go smoother now. Gonna go and take off the intercooler now. The intercooler is now off, just so we can see what we're doing. You can see the old turbo down in there, the top of it. So with the old intercooler, it had this long neck, and this is not gonna work with the new turbo. It's slightly different size. So we have a modified one, which I got here. I'm not really sure what's going on, but we're gonna try and make it fit as best we can. First the intercooler, and then we'll figure out a gasket for the turbo. Okay, I'm gonna try draining all the oil out of the old turbo before I start taking off all these lines. I have no idea what to expect. Hopefully this is enough. When you drain the oil in these cars, it's an absurd amount normally, so hopefully the turbo doesn't hold that much and I don't flood the shop. The turbo is now out of the car. You can see everything a bit more clearly now. The oil drain, the oil supply still dripping a little bit, so we're catching it down there to the headers. And then this hole here goes up into the car. So here are the turbos side by side, the old and the new. The only real noticeable difference looking at them is the hot side, you can see, is quite a bit larger on the new one. On the tag you can see this is a K27, and on the bottom right it's the 7200. And then on the old one here at the very top, you can see it is a 3LDZ. The old one has the stud cylinder, the new one does not have studs. So I'm gonna have to pick up these head studs for the exhaust somewhere. The other thing we have to pick up is something which can join the top here to the new intercooler neck. I decided to play it safe and get all new gaskets from Pelican Parts. It was also cheaper than buying them here in Canada, even with the brutal exchange rate. I ordered them yesterday and they're en route now. If all goes well, they'll be here by next week and I can make part 2 showing the results. Thanks for watching.